Okay, so our first speaker is someone who lives in Barcelona, which was great. When it came down to fill our last speaking spot, basically Chris Erthel just reached right out to me. He lives in Barcelona. He recently built a beautiful accessory brand called Meller to 8 figures. Chris is a world-class expert at growing brands for millennial on social media. And aside from his own brands, he's consulted with amazing established brands like Designual, Zara, and United Nations. Today, he's here to talk about how to gain traction on social media with killer creative and how storytelling will always beat advertising in the world of e-commerce. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Chris Erthel.
All right.
All right, so I want to wish you all a warm welcome to Barcelona. I'm from Germany, from Munich, but I moved here 5 years ago, and I'm so fucking happy here, okay? So I know you all love the city, and it's fucking great. So why am I on stage? When I moved here 5 years ago, I started my own company, Meller, and we're doing sunglasses and watches. And it's been going very well, thanks to Facebook ads. So we are spending a lot of money there and going a lot to Facebook headquarters, and I want to share with you what they teach me and what I learned from like all the A/B tests, because I wish I would have had someone like 5 years ago who would have shared this with me, because it would have saved me a lot of like money I lost in A/B tests. The year that I'm the most proud of was the third year after founding, because when we scaled from $500,000 to 6 million, so 12 times scale. And of course, our investors were pretty happy with us, as you can imagine. So I want to share with you how we were doing this and which creatives we were using. First of all, like A/B testing, like the good thing is here is the crowd of experts. So you all know what A/B tests are, but just to explain, like so we would run one creative in one ad set, not change anything in the ad set, make a small variation in the creative, and upload it again, and then measure which one is going better, okay? So what do you think? How many A/B tests have we done, and how many ads do we have? Some guess. Maybe you? All right. So it's really a game of playing it and trying it. And for me, it's very important to have fun doing this, okay? So we have 3,500 A/B tests, which we made, and we do it very simple. We have like a Google sheet. We write down all the questions we have, and everyone in the company can put on his questions, and we then execute into the tests and write down what was winning, okay? So I can also later, for beers, I will share you like what we learned to all of this. I'm gonna share you the most important things, but of course I can't share all in like 30 minutes. And we have over 30,000 ads. So as you know, Facebook always limits one account to 10,000 ads, so we had to get new ad accounts just for that, because we ran out of ads limit. 5 years ago, the game was very good, because if you could nail the audience, if you get good audiences, if you get good targeting on the right placements, like good bids, you were actually winning, okay? Like that was really important. Nowadays, Facebook, unfortunately, as we all know, they're making our life harder, because they're making it easier for people who have no skills at all to just run with lowest cost, and actually we're gonna get good numbers also, okay? So the technical settings used to be super important. They are still, okay? You have to still get it right. But now also the creative is so key, okay? That's where we can differentiate ourselves. And most of you were here also yesterday. So Jordan, super good guy, talked about the copywriting, and this is so key, okay? Copywriting and creatives. So I'm gonna talk about creatives. Just one quick tip about copywriting, one thing that works good for us. Like be present with what's happening right now. So what's happening right now in Europe? There's a heat wave, okay? We're all feeling it. We're gonna feel it later during the beers. So if you have an ad copy and you write something like, "Are you also suffering under this heat?" or something like, have a question, relate to them, like talk to them like a human. These things, like if it's like in the current moment, people love it. Like the engagement goes up a lot. Or like if there's the World Cup going on, you target people with this, like before the final. Like all of these things, like being up to date in the ads is so key. Like our ads improved a lot just by writing this. This is a picture of one of our first ads with the sunglasses. And this picture, I'm going to repeat it a couple of times because it's very important. It has a story behind it. It has a lot of meaning for me, this picture. I'll come to this in a second. Just very 2-minute intro for the company so you know what I'm talking about. And then we go how you can apply all of this. So when I moved to Barcelona, we started a sunglass company. These ones, okay? And as you see, they are all very, very colorful sunglasses. So now there's one animal that changes the color. What's the name of this animal? Chameleon. The biggest chameleon in Africa is called Meller. That's why our company is also called Meller. So that's the story behind the name. We had investors. They invested a little bit money, 42,000 euros, so not a lot. But still, we asked for them for advice because they're actually very smart people. And they asked us, and we asked them okay, now we have this company. It's running since 12 months. Selling a lot of sunglasses in the summer. In the winter, it's so hard. Okay, in the winter, it's so hard. You get some sales, but it's really hard in the winter. So we asked them, should we also have another product, or should we keep on sunglasses? And they told me, no, Chris, sunglasses going well, stick with what you have. You're the sunglass company. And we were okay, but it's hard. So then we thought about it, and we launched watches. And it was actually a very good move, because now our revenue is pretty much 50-50 between sunglasses and watches. So of course, after they said okay, you were right, good you didn't listen, and we're sorry. And we have, I love our investors, very, really cool. Okay. Now, coming back to this picture really quick. This picture helped us a lot in the beginning. So what happened? In the beginning, we had few investors, and we have a lot of costs, ordering all the products, designing. We had a team of designers. So Volkswagen contacted us, a big German car brand, no? To make a collaboration. Everyone who drives a car, test drives a car, gets a Meller sunglass. And that will be a huge order. Then we found out that they don't work with startups. And we were just 4 guys in a garage. And they were okay, they cannot find this out. Okay, they just cannot find this out. So we had to seem very big. We had 2 months before the big meeting where they would decide if they do it or not. So what did we do? We made this picture, which cost us 35 euros. Okay, so just buy the smoke bomb with the 2 friends. So no high cost in this. We put a bit of money behind it for engagement. I got 155,000 likes behind it. Now we would find out what's the postal code of the headquarters of Volkswagen. And we'd only target them 3 times a day for a week. We go to this meeting, and they were how is it possible? You have 155,000 likes. You're so much more popular than Volkswagen. How do you do it? And I'm I don't know. Our customers love us. So do you think we got the deal? If not, I wouldn't tell you this, okay? So yeah. All right. But now, coming to the things that I want to share with you. And I'm just sharing this. Also, one thing is of course, keep your objective in mind. We want to do conversions normally, okay? We want to sell. But sometimes be creative with Facebook ads. It can do so many things for you. When we hire people, we use Facebook ads. We want to seem bigger, we use Facebook ads. And we want to get conversions. So think out of a picture, okay? That's very, very important. Now, coming to one slide, this is the first thing that Facebook showed me when we were the first time in the headquarters. It helped me so much, so I would like to share it with you also. So it's hard to explain here, so I'm going to draw it. So what they explained me is a little bit how the algorithm works when you have images. So let's imagine that this is a big audience, okay? So here we have, let's do broad targeting or big lookalike targeting. So we have 1.8 million people here. So 1.8 million points. If you don't see it, don't worry, it's important of getting the point. So we have 1.8 million people, and now we want to make a good ad. And for me, what's a good ad is an ad which, there was no name for it, so I called it a triple vertical ad. So you really want to go as vertical as you can. I'm going to have a slide for this. So go vertical. And now you upload one vertical video. So Facebook thinks Facebook likes video, okay? So you upload one video, and you divide it in 3 parts. So you have to have an in-house team or some good agency who can do it for you, but it's pretty basic. And you divide it into 3 parts. And up here, you have a branding video playing. Okay, so it's a video playing up here, but then there's 2 images below it. But you can upload it as one file to Facebook. So we have a video which just shows branding for Meller. So we don't have to do a branding ad before. Now, we would show a sunglass here with white background. People like to see the product very, very clean. Like big sunglass, white background like you saw it before. And then below here, you would either have our company tagline or a discount code. Let's say in this case like 10%. People don't come to Instagram or Facebook to buy your products. They come there because normally they're in the office, this is the peak hours, and they are bored. Okay, so they just want to distract some time. So you have to get them to make an action, but they are in a bored mode. So they are not doing actions a lot. So give them a reason to buy right now. That's something that really, really works. So if you can, try some discounts. If not, there's also a lot of ways to do it without, like limited offers and so on. So this ad, we're gonna now take it and put it to, as I said, the big audience. So we have this ad here, and now Facebook's gonna start running it randomly in the audience, as you all know. So this guy, let's say we target Germany, this guy in Munich sees the ad for 7.78 seconds, but then continues to scroll. That's great. So Facebook learns there was some initial interest in it. Now this guy in Berlin sees the ad, he doesn't care at all about sunglasses. Again, that's great. It's a data point. You're buying data. Now this person here ends up buying, this person ends up buying, this person ends up buying, happens 1,000 times. Facebook shrinks down the audience. Okay, in this case, to 240,000 people. So that's very, very important. But every time, as we're learning phase now, they shrink down the audience. You all know this, but what's very important here, like what really opened my eyes on how I use Facebook after they showed me this, you have to use ads that right away tell what's the final action, what's the final product. Like, because Facebook can only learn well if this data happens good, okay? And there's also one more thing. If you optimize for purchase, you will have viewer data. What helps me a lot is to optimize. I tell Facebook my goal is view content. Okay, so people come to our overview page, they see all the sunglasses. If they click on one of them, it's a winning data point for me. This way, I have so many data points. I can run thousands of duplicates of ads with small budget. It has enough data points. That helps me a lot. All right, let's move on to the next. So now, knowing this, I'm going to show you some ads that are bad, because we also have to learn like what are a bad ad. Like these are the ads that we can still see, and I don't know why companies are running them because they don't work. We used to see them a lot five years ago. What do we have here? Horizontal images, a lot of text. It's just company burning money. Because imagine, this is an ad, and even if you're engaged with a product, you can read here like your best friend's getting married. You're gonna lose attention. So that doesn't work. Then people moved to making these square ads to have some movement with product. That was like, I would say 1 or 2 years ago. We also did it. We're also guilty of this. But still, you can see it below, and it's not a perfect ad. So for me, what's a good ad is a fully vertical ad. Here, this is so simple. It's a collection ad. You just have a drone. Let's see if it plays. You just have a drone flying out, flying back in, selling shoes. It's so simple, but it's really cool, and it takes people attention. But I'm going to show you also our ads, because I think they're even cooler, and you can judge. So, that's the second time I went to the Facebook headquarters. They showed us how like other brands are using the funnel with like brand awareness, consideration, conversion. We tried it. Everything Facebook tells us something, we try it. Many times it doesn't work. Okay, so like all of you, before you know it, if they give you advice, you try it, data's against it. Follow the data, okay? For us, it's much better to do these triple vertical ads and put the branding in there. I'm going to show you one of our branding videos. It's just 2 seconds. So you would imagine this, we do it as horizontal and put it to the top. Because this one doesn't sell itself, but it's a cool piece to have in an ad with other things. So now if you want to do the triple vertical ads, on stories, it's easy. You go 9 to 16. On Facebook, I'd like you to use these 3 and ignore these 3, okay? So on Instagram, actually, if you go 4 to 5, it's much better because no one else does it. And you can also divide it easier in 3 parts. If you want, divide it in 2 parts, okay? But normally I try to do triple vertical. And on Facebook, 2 to 3. Also, one thing that works very, very good is when you target Facebook, you normally have older ages. So our sunglasses, our watches, you see normally they're for young people. But it works so good for us to target mobile newsfeed, people 50 plus, and tell them this sunglass for the young people. Because they're like, I want to feel young, I want to get this product. So actually this is something that makes people buy a lot. Okay, and I love older audiences because they buy much more, like much more average order value. That's very important for e-commerce. All right, so now these are some of the ads that are working good for us, the best in the middle. I'm going to show you this now, it's a video. But here, so this, you have a little bit of branding and then the sunglass big with white background. This one's a little bit into triple, like you have 3 products. It's going to be a video the next time. It's going to be better with a video, discount code, another sunglass. Now, the ad that makes us the most money right now is the one in the middle. I'm going to play it now. So it's a cool looking girl, and she just grabs the sunglass now and takes it on and has fun. I showed this one makes us so much money, but I showed it to Facebook. I showed it like 1 week ago, so this is very new information. Last week, I talked to a guy from Brazil, from Rio. He's the head of the creative at Facebook. I showed him this ad, I was like, what can I improve? And he was like, I love it, but he only liked the ad, as you too, I heard it, once she grabbed the ad, once she grabbed the sunglass. There was one thing very bad with this ad. It takes 2 seconds until she grabs it, okay? You lose people already. So now we made a variation, okay? And this works even better. The variation is here. Like, be creative. The first second is so key. She has it, puts it down, okay? And grabs it again. Small variation, it works better. Like, have the engaging part in the beginning. Okay, you don't need to have all the sunglasses running. So the first second is so key. People have no attention span, unfortunately. All right, now I want to show you what I would consider the best ad I've seen on Instagram, which is not a Mela ad, unfortunately. It's from Nike. And I'll explain you why this is such a great ad. All right, so what are the things that are going right with this ad? If someone like kicks in your face, people, like, we are trained to have defense mechanisms. You're a bit like looking at it, then like you have a good message. If you have time to watch this, you have time to train. And then the last thing, let's watch it again. Yeah. Doesn't play. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, doesn't matter. The last thing here that I think is great is there's a frame around it, okay? So Facebook, when you have a lot of money, you spend more than 10 million, you can talk to the creative team, and they will actually make the ads for you. It's very expensive, so I don't recommend it. But what they do, if they make the ads for you, they put a frame around it. No one else has it, okay? And you don't have to pay them to do that. You can do it yourself. Like, have a cool moving frame around it. These things are key, okay? So for me, this is one of the best ads I've seen. Another very cool ad, which is an image ad, is like showing to be creative. So the Austrian traveling agency put this ad to US, targeting only people who have iOS devices. What's cool with it? You think you're being called, okay? And I know the guy who made it, click-through rate 10% plus, which is good, okay? So this is, I like you to be very creative with an ad. Now I'll show you one more expensive ad, but also for us to get some ideas. This is more for higher budget, but the simple thing here is like, if Facebook tells you upload a square image, you don't have to follow, don't have to be a square image. You can also make your own things, like upload an image which is square, but uses different formats, okay? That's something that works really good, and now look at this effect. All right, that's pretty cool when the car goes out and it uses the whole format. Obviously, this is a bit higher budget, but if you're consulting for bigger companies, tell them to do this, it works great. Okay, people's attention are there, and it happens in the first second. Now, one other ad I want to share with you is, okay, give me 1 second, it should not play yet. What happened for us in Meller? So we realized, okay, we have a company, e-commerce, which is going well. And we always said, okay, we just came from uni, probably it's not going to work out. So we were lucky it worked out, and we were like, if it works out, we want to give back something. So on the second year, on Christmas, we were like, okay, now it's time that we give back something. So we thought we can either donate 10,000 euros to Africa, or we can put 10,000 euros to doing Facebook ads for a good cause, and maybe get 100,000 euros in return if we get good multipliers. So I contacted the UN, the World Food Program, and they have this amazing app. You should all get it. It's a pitch, okay? Share the meal. So with this, you can actually, you click on the app and you donate for 40 euro cents. You buy a child breakfast, lunch and dinner. Okay, so it's like 40 cents is nothing for us. We help people a lot. This is an example of an ad that worked really good and the budget was 0. Okay, this one, it didn't have any cost to make it. So like as we are all in this room, we are all so like, I've been on the AW conference and here in the last 3 days, I've been blown away with the people I spoke with. Like, you're all fucking smart, okay? And we can also do good things with our skills. So if you want, go also and for part of it, help some charities with our skills because we have super high skills, all of you, eh? All right. The next thing. I think it's very important to have the right mindset when you do Facebook ads. And what I mean with this is like, make sure to A/B test everything. It's so key. Like every A/B test is gonna make you learn more. Okay, like, and I think like every time when we hire someone from Meller, normally we hire people who don't have skills before. We train them, but we look for people who have a lot of fun doing it. If you have like, I'm the happiest person. Like, I love doing Facebook ads. It's so much fun because you get immediate feedback. You can do a good ad at 9 o'clock in the morning, at 12 you have good sales. Like this feedback loop is crazy good. And you have so much fun. So like A/B test a lot. And if a phase is in the beginning, it doesn't work good, that's the hardest part. But try to make your A/B tests and you're gonna get there. Then the next thing for mindset is like something that I would like to call like the fishing method. So you see Facebook ads like a huge lake. Okay? So we have this giant lake, and we have this, I think, fishing pond is called, yeah, in English. So we are this guy trying to catch a swarm of fishes. Fishes, like in this case, good customers who are going to buy a lot, like where the good quality customers are. It's a huge lake, and if you only have one ad set with one ad, it's going to be the chance that you're going to get it right away is rare, because there's a lot of random factors in the game. So here, how I see the game, what helps me a lot, so we have this giant lake, and let's say the good customers, they are here, like the fish are here. And now we are with fishing man, and we have our fishing rod here, trying in this area. Even if we have all the targetings correct, these things happen. So there's something that's very, very simple, okay? Love the duplicate button, okay? So what we do a lot of times is like, we know one ad is good, and we know the audience is good, but we still don't get the right results. No problem. I will take this ad, and you can duplicate it like 10 times, 20 times, doesn't matter, okay? With small budgets. And you're gonna find one ad that's gonna get the good numbers. It's easy. Turn the rest off and scale this one. So this duplication is so important. Like I use it for everything. Like if I have bad performance in an ad, I turn it off, duplicate it again, give it fresh data. If something goes well, sometimes even it's better to scale it. I have good numbers, but I see like with 60 euros CBO, like as we saw, from I think Sam told this, is also for us the same. 60 euros CBO works great. I want to scale it to 600, okay, but I cannot because if I scale it, numbers go worse. A lot of times I just duplicate this ad like 10 times with budget. So this really helps me a lot because there's so many random factors. If you just use this, it's gonna work very, very well. All right. And okay. Obviously, with this you have to have a look at the ads every day to control performance or have good automated rules behind it. But this is so good to test a lot of the creatives. And I know you're gonna tell me later in the break, okay, but what is like I'm targeting the same audience? I have all this overlap. Yes, 100%. I was worried about this, but I asked my account managers like 4 years ago, and you have the effect which Facebook calls deduping, okay? Deduping means as long as you have one business manager behind it all, you can never bid against your own ads, okay? It's impossible. So you can have, even if you have different ad accounts, as long as there's one business manager behind it, it's impossible you'll ever bring your own bid up. Impossible. So you can have overlap, and it's okay. Which makes things a lot easier for the A/B testing then. All right. Another hack that I was recently showing to the CEO of another company, a friend of mine, he told me like, Chris, share this on the stage. This is very, very important. This helps us a lot. We use a lot. I go into the budgets every day, and I change budgets every day. And for me, it's so hard to keep track of where did I go up, where did I go down. So of course, there's this button of the clock. I know you can check it out. It takes time. Of course, I can write in the ad name. I went up or down. It takes time. Like I'm lazy, okay? I'm fucking lazy. So the easiest way I found out to tell myself I went up or I went down is how I end the budget. So what I do here, if I have good performance, like ROAS 8, it's good for me, I go up and I end it on a 5. That means the last time I saw it, I pushed it. So it's 305 now, 155, end on a 5. Performance is bad. Like here, ROAS is 4.02. I went down the last time. So I end on 309, 109. If I end on 0, it means average performance, end on 5, good performance, 9, bad. This is just for yourself to tell yourself what's the last action you did without having to look it up. So it's a huge time saver. And if you have like thousands of ads and you do it, you need these time savers. It's very important. Then there's 3 more things I would like to share with you. And this is just for you to take pictures of it, because it's something that helped me a lot. So I'll share with you the columns I'm currently using. So what I call like the perfect columns for e-commerce business. So just take a picture of it and I'll explain it then. Or you get the slides anyway, I think. So if you need the slides, email me later. I'll give you my email also. Easy. All right, so what I did here is, of course, I check CTR, cost per click, frequency for retargeting, but I also recreate the whole funnel. So first I look, because I want to see fast how a campaign is starting. So I look at the cost per content view, which is such a key metric. Cost per add to cart, cost per initial checkout. And I always put the value also. So here I can see, okay, I have 100 million euros in content view value. So how much of them can I convert? 12 million, whatever, you know? So I can really see where a campaign is losing and how it's starting. So I can even with low budgets, I can already see very well which direction a campaign is taking. So that makes the life much, much easier. And then, of course, the most of the game is here. With budget, so amount spent, I spend, let's say, 10,000, I get back 30,000, okay, ROAS is free. Like these 4, having them together really helps in a bid strategy. All right. Now there's, because if you want to make very cool creatives, there's a lot of tools. So I asked our in-house team to share with you the tools they use for video editing and for image editing. I'm just going to share it for pictures for you. So here, these are the tools for video editing, and they put like an arrow to the ones that they like the most. Okay, there you go. And now the tools for image, which are these. And I want you to take creative very, very, very serious, because as you saw, nowadays, if you don't have a good creative, it's hard to win the game. But if you do have a good creative, and they don't have to be expensive, people love it, okay? Engage with them. Copywriting and creative is so, so key. I also laugh sometimes because it used to be good for us, because we used to be more advanced than most others on the ad set level. And now Facebook took this advantage away from us, which is a bit sad. But now we have to get very good here. This is a bit the new game. That's just how it is. Another thing that's happening, so anyone here who has a sunglass company or like has some product that you can use AR for, Facebook's going to launch AR ads. That means per person sees an ad, and then it says, click on it to try it on. Then Facebook opens your camera in a selfie mode, and you can try on our sunglasses, which of course people always complain, I would love to buy more online, but I don't know how it fits me. You can try it on, and for sure it's going to be very, very good for us. So thank you, Facebook, for making this happen, but not thank you for taking so long to launch it. But that's Facebook. All right. Also, so I'm mainly focused on Mailer, but also I really like helping like cool projects. So if any one of you has a cool e-commerce or general cool project, wants me to look at the data, shoot me an email. I'll put my email up now, and I can for sure help you, because for me, my personal goal is a little bit to be among the 2 or 3 best experts on Facebook in Germany and US on the long run, okay? And you don't get there if you only do sunglasses and watches. So now I already helped like 80 companies in the past by looking at their data and giving them some tips on how to improve things. So if anyone wants also me to have a look at it, let me know. Contact me at info@chrisertel. And yeah, there's a podcast you can have a listen to, and LinkedIn, obviously. And any one of you who loves Barcelona and wants to come back, so we are like now 1,300 people in a Facebook marketing meetup, and we meet once a month. It's just like a lot of CMOs having beers together and nerding out about it, like helping each other, because none of them does sunglasses, so I can help all of them, or they can help me. And it really helps me, because there was like 4 years ago, there was a Mobile World Congress, and finally I met people from Silicon Valley who I could talk to with Facebook ads. And I was like, I love it. I love sharing it, because I didn't have any other like nerds who I could share it with. And I was like, okay, I need this in Barcelona, but it didn't exist. And the guy told me, okay, Chris, if it doesn't exist, stop complaining. Like, just create it, and you're gonna have people coming there. And like, this is really such a fun thing, like once a month having beers together and like nerding out what works for us, what doesn't work. And it helped Meller a lot. So I also do this in your city, wherever you are, make a meetup. It's gonna fill up with people super fast, and you're gonna have so much fun. You meet like cool people, you can get drunk together as a German and have fun. All right? So with this, I would like to wish you a lot of A/B tests and have amazing days.